Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Ember Overland 190 MBD. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you need plenty of room for that big old awning. On your off campsite, main thing you need to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be just behind your tire, on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your water connections are going to be up toward the front in the storage area here. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we do is level our unit. Side on the front here is where you will extend or retract that tongue. I recommend just putting a little level on here. Once you've got your unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these scissor stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch handle. You can use an impact driver or a drill gun. Being this low, I recommend not using them because you're going to want to slow down as soon as you get to the bottom. I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. It'll better distribute the weight. Use your 10% off coupon, grab a 4-pack of those out of our store, put them underneath each one, and only run these down just until they're taut. Once you start to feel like it's going to lift the unit, stop, because remember, our unit's already level, we're just stabilizing it. So go around and get all four of them down. Once you have all four of those down, next thing we're going to do is lock our tires in. Go ahead and remove this cotter pin. We've got a bar over in the storage. Grab that and show you how to pull that on here. Turn your controller here. Go grab that bar. Get the metal bar in your storage. Put that on there and just pull that right over and lock that on your tire there. Do the same thing on both sides. Got our unit level and stable. Now we're going to hook up our power and water. So in the back you got this big long 30 amp cord, 30 foot long. Plugs into the side here. It'll come in at an angle and then turn it right. Put on your gray washer. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Again, your docking station is in your off campsite storage front here. Let's start by hooking up at a campsite. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water. Just follow the instructions here. Turn your blue to the right, green to the left. We're all set up for city water. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. Now, one of these comes in your convenience pack, but the unit actually came with an angled one. Put that on there to the city side, right over here. Because of the angle of this storage here, they gave you this angled one. So use that one. Hook up on your city side, make sure you're set up for city. Go ahead and hook up your hose there and turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a few minutes, once you go inside, open up all of your water lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Once your water is going through them and all the air's out of the lines, shut them off, and then we'll turn on our hot water heater. I'll show you where to turn that on when we go inside. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water, we're going to go dry camping. Boondocking. In that case, we have a two-step process. You're going to start by filling the tank. going blue down and green to the left. Fill it in the same spot, treat it the same way. Make sure all your lines get all the air out of them. Once that's full, you'll be able to tell on the inside where you check your black and gray tanks, there's a freshwater button. Once that freshwater is full, go ahead and remove that hose. Then switch this from tank fill to dry camp. You just turn the blue to the right, green down. Now we're on dry camp. Now whenever we want to utilize that water, we'll turn on a water pump. We can turn it on out here, or we can also turn it on indoors. All right, we're all set up to camp now. We got power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. To sanitize, that's where you siphon in soapy water here. Again, you'll bypass the hot water heater. I'll show you how to do that indoors. Actually, your hot water bypass valve is out here. You're set to normal right now. And same thing with winterizing it. You will bypass your hot water heater, and then you will siphon your antifreeze in here through using your water pump. This is a black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks.
There's the spreader.
Over here's your cable and satellite. Up here's your hot and cold water shower with a quick connect that you can connect onto that right here. Here's where we dump our black and gray tanks. And these are just little plugs to let water out in case water gets in here. Up front here is your inverter. If you're out boondocking, you need a boost of power to invert. Use that. Here's your battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. And this is a hookup for a tire length that you can get that'll be a tire pressure monitoring system. This is a heater for your vent for your heater. There's a vent for your microwave. Again, your power, tire lock. Back here is where you'll hook up to dump those black and gray tanks. There's an area to store that sewage hose. Got a spare tire. I recommend getting a cover for it. It'll add to the longevity of life. You prep for a backup camera device you can purchase it. One part sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, the other part attaches to here, giving you a backup camera for the unit. You got this extra door because your bunk inside will flip up if you ever want to use that for storage. On-the-go ladder to get up on the roof with. Right there's where that connects to. Come around to your campsite. You got an outdoor kitchen here. So press down on both these blues. You usually have to do them at the same time to get this to come out. And then there's your griddle, your hose for your quick connect LP, 110, and lighting here, the outdoor fridge, and your quick connect LP will be right up underneath there. Again, storage for your sewage hose, 110 connection, your spray port hose that you have over your docking station. You can also connect that over here if you need to spray some things off. Continuing down the campsite, you have the front storage here. Your propane has a regulator on it. Zip it lefty-loosey to open. Point it toward the tank you wish to be using, or leave it in the middle for an automatic switchover. On the opposite side is your battery connect. Check your battery post every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggle boost going down the road. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up in the unit, your feet are adjustable there. Quick note on your door. Your door can't be open past 90 degrees while your awning is open. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. And then up to my left is going to be our control panel where we can check and see our freshwater, black and gray tanks. Over here's our ceiling light, our awning light. Another spot to turn on your water pump, a step light, and an accent light. On that awning, you only want to run that awning out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees. If you held that button down going out, it will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards. Again, make sure your door is at 90 degrees in order to bring that awning in. To the right here is your interior lighting, and of course everything is all dimmable. Down here is our hot water heater, Truma. Let me show you where that is at. Underneath our seating here. We'll just flip that up. 2-access square tip drill bit. Remove that piece of plywood. There's your hot water heater. You'll have, turn it on right there on top, and then your drain for draining your hot water heater is right there. You just turn that to the opposite way. That will drain that hot water heater for you. And you want to do that at the end of the season when you're done for the season. You turn your panel. While you've done that, closing that up. See over here next to your sofa, you got a couple USBs, 110s, and this is a dimmable light for your awning light. And there's a little step light to come in with. I'll continue through here. Coming back to our hot water heater. So this, once you turn it on down there, had to close the door. They're doing some work out here in the shop. So we'll turn this on here. This is the heat of the unit. Turn that on. Set your temperature, Fahrenheit. You can turn it up. You can set the heat. I'm going to send you a completely different video from Truma on this system. It's a very cool system. Go back here to the beginning, hit our back arrow. Next will be our hot water heater. Turn that eco, hot, or boost. And again, I'll show you a video to tell you what all those are. Over here, it'll tell whether we're working on gas, a mix, or electric. And then last will be a little fan. But again, timer, clock, and settings. But I'm going to send you a video specifically from Truma telling you how to use this. Inside here we've got another sofa that will jackknife down. There's a table that will latch into here. Give you a place to sit down to eat. Your bunk area. Again, this will store up and latch in like that to give you extra storage. In our bathroom, just want to mention 110 here, and no plumbing to maintain. Access panel right here. Keep an eye on your plumbing. It's almost all PEX nowadays. Easy to maintain. But just remember, you are bouncing a house down the road, so keep an eye on things and make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Hand crank open. Exhaust vent up here. Zero there. You can turn that on and off here as well. Your Dometic fridge, all the controls for that are inside here. There's your freezer. And there's your fridge settings. Separate manual for that. Down below your fridge could be an access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Make sure you have some of those with you when you go. Self-explanatory microwave. Run that for 1 second. To the left of your microwave is going to be your Go Power solar control panel. The whole purpose of this panel is to keep your solar panels from overcharging your batteries. Right now you're setting a 13.6 on a 12 volt battery. That is fine. I'm going to also send you a separate video from Go Power. Light and fan. Above your little gas cooktop here. Fold that back, makes a nice no backsplash. Turn it on. Get your there's not electric spark, so you will need a lighter to light these. Sink. Television. When you arrive at the campsites, go into your menu here, go to your channel scan and run a digital channel scan, and that'll help you to pick up all the local channels. Below your TV is 110 with GFCI reset. Down below the ear is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volt, that's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, and nothing plugged in charging your battery, you do have your solar on here, so you can go ahead and use your battery disconnect to keep this from overcharging your battery while you're gone. More lighting, dimmable, on off here. Turn your sofa into a bed. Start up top here by jackknifing this down. And we're going to reach up here and just pull down on this latch. That'll bring your bed down. We'll take and fold our bed back. Sheet on here, but generally fold your bed back. And that's how your bed sets up. Fold this back up. Bringing your short part of your bed forward, and this will set back in there for you. And you can lift this up and slide that back in. Lift your sofa, and just that quickly you are back to a sofa. AC unit up here, quick connect or quick dump here. We'll crank that on here. Hear that blasting? That about covers everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by saying doors and drawers. Go through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to be snapping, bouncing around. Check all your windows. Then I start with lighting. Come back to my main control panel. Shut off this lighting here. Awning and ceiling and step and accent are all off. Now any other lights that are on in here, I know are individual ones that I just need to walk through the unit and shut off. Come back up here. Oops, turn my main lighting back on again. Ceiling. Again, looking around, making sure everything is secure. And put that in your drawer. Hit my lights and exit the unit. Now, on these steps, you want to make sure your door is all the way open. Set that inside and lock it in there. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn this handle. Now, if we are out boondocking, dry camping, we're going to come around here, get up underneath there, and dump that freshwater tank. Bring up our stabilizing jacks, unhook our wheel locks, and head on to the closest dump station or on home. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, I want you to park accordingly. Your dump is going to be all the way at the rear on your off camp side. You got a 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up. Come on up here and pull your wastewater holding tank. That's going to be your black tank. It's going to be your sewage. When it sounds like it's no longer draining, leave that handle open. Go inside, check the level of the tank. If it shows empty, again, leave that handle open. Come out here, hook up the hose at the dump station, and let that run in there for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash out your black tank. Again, make sure you leave the handle open. When that's done, remove your hose. Make sure all that black tank water you put in there has drained. Then close that and then pull your galley tank. It's going to be cleaner water. It's just sinks in your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When that one's done, close that gray handle, remove your sewage hose, and then conveniently and sanitarily store it here in your stinky slinky holder and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Ember for many years to come. Happy camping.